So the first step is to know the biases, know your own. The second step is to recognize them from other people. And the third step would be to call them out. And that's a little difficult, right? So I've been working at Dassault Systèmes for 22 years. Most recently, I started working on Workforce of the Future strategy. So I'm really excited about this new chapter in my career. I feel I always had to be a little bit of a chameleon. What I mean by that is needing to kind of constantly adapt. Some people see it as a little bit negative, kind of never being in your comfort zone, and flexing can be a little bit tiring at times. But in the same token, I also felt that that was the way to get to learn to know people and understand them better. And by adapting, my presence and my understanding, gradually I would fit in and understand better. It's a little challenging. Some people say, does that mean that you're never authentic? I just see it more as adapting to whoever is in the room. And so that works in diversity in general. I think it's something very positive in the end, but I also think that sometimes you're wondering, am I the only one who's not fitting in, right? It could be a little bit tiring at times, but if you don't overthink it, I think in the end you realize that it's a strength. So I'm really passionate about this question. I would say find what your superpower is and be proud of it. For me, my superpower is to be able to prioritize. A few years ago, I was invited to the Siemens Leadership Conference, and we had all these breakout sessions. The speaker was asking us to write what we were really good at. The only thing I could put on my sheet of paper was prioritization. I came out of that coaching session feeling really demoralized. I'm like, it's not possible that after, working for so many years, the only thing I could come up with is prioritization. And I talked about it with a couple other colleagues. One of them actually made me realize all the power that had. And today I feel proud to say that prioritization is my superpower. Nowadays I use it to transform organizations and challenge the status quo. So I think it's really important. The second advice I would give is also identifying which superpower you wish you had. The superpower I wish I had is to be able to read rooms better. I tend to trust people very easily. I don't always understand power plays, and those still come up regularly in corporations, particularly those with more male leaders. So it allows me to try to get better at that, to try to get coaching. It gives me an opportunity to develop more skills, but I'm really holding on my superpower. So I would say first, find allies. Talk to them a lot. Share thoughts. Share instinctive reactions. Share experiences. Share opportunities or missed opportunities to change the conversation and things like that. I think it's really important to start with people who already are your allies so you can start to know yourself better and understand others better. The other thing I would say is we all have biases. They come from our upbringing, our cultural background, our education, the companies we worked for, everybody we meet. And having a more diverse group of people you collaborate with and communicate with will only help you discover your own biases. And then when you get to the next level, you're able to also call out when people make certain decisions or have certain behaviors that could be detrimental to minority groups. So the first step is to know the biases, know your own. The second step is to recognize them from other people. And the third step would be to call them out. And that's a little difficult, right? You want to do it, but you don't always do it. And I think there's a lot of ways to take action. There's a ton of podcasts and other resources that give a lot of pointers, and I think little things go a really, really long way. But making intentional changes will go a very long way in inclusion.